Hi family, so Mochal is here to give you some more knowledge. I'm always talking about loving again. We got so far away from ourselves with loving that we don't even know what love truly is. And if you ask an individual right now, what kind of love do they have? Unconditional or conditional love, 9 times out of 10, everybody is surviving off of conditional love. And a lot of times that comes from the thought of thinking that you want something out of nothing, right? But when you put the nothing back into the something, you create a new thing, right? And when creating a new thing, you have to understand to overstand a lot of things. You're going to face a lot of trials and tribulations and things of that nature. And mainly because you haven't fully healed, you haven't fully let go of the past, and not letting go of the past can hinder the future, the now, right? And so a lot of people can say, yeah, that's why I go to therapy, but are you really in therapy facing your true self, the thing that you fear most, right? And that's in any relationship, whether it's your mom, your brother, your sister, your husband, whatever the case may be. You have to actually learn to accept them for who they are. And that comes with a lot of sessions. Don't get me wrong, I'm not discounting therapy. I was a therapist at one point in time. I was. I'm just kidding. But no, I was at one point in time a therapist. And it seemed so far-fetched, like I was excited. I was ready to get things done on and popping. But it was just like, why I sound like I'm on rewind, and why does nothing really make sense? And so I had to search. And you guys, one thing I can say is after every session, I'm always going back to my husband and saying, hey, if I haven't thanked you enough for everything in which you have taught me, I'm thanking you today. And that takes a lot to get to this place, a place of finding you enough to say, hey, we've been through some ups and downs, but we can still count it all joy. And relationships have been on my mind for a long time because, we create these images of what we want our significant other to look like, how we want our friends to look like, and how we want them to behave and things. And when they don't show up the way we think and desire them to, we tend to get these overly emotionalized feelings going on, and we hold everybody else accountable for those emotions that we ourselves created. And so it makes it difficult to even encourage a relationship to grow from a place of love. Like, we all are putting condition to the love when we're trying to force something out of nothing. And so the reason why I'm saying all of this is to say that life comes with trials and tribulations. It's meant that way. We have to face it. We have to face our fears. We have to learn lessons, right? And we keep constantly telling ourselves, look what you made me do. But no, are you actually including yourself into the things in which you have now created? So I'm going to give you guys an example today. I used to date this guy, and it was a weird relationship. First of all, he didn't even give me his right name. And that was weird from start, right? I didn't know that. But, okay, I'm dating him. And I kept having this dream, right? And so what happened is this tree comes and it hit me. It's like, what about such and such? And I'm like, who that? And then I kept walking, one more trail walk, enjoying nature. And then I got hit again. What about, ask him, what about her? And I'm like, ask who about her? Who is her? And so the tree hit me again. What about her? And I'm like, well, what about her? Who, me? I'm trying to figure out what is the tree trying to tell me. And I could only assume that my great mother is like, girl, you better get it together. You better hurry up and get it together because something is missing and he ain't telling you. And I'm trying to figure out who the heck is the he, right? And so I got up and I'm like, hey, Mom, you know something going on. You know how we do. We like, hold on, you cheating on me. So I'm sitting here thinking, who the freak is cheating on me? What's going on? But that wasn't the case. went back to rest, and the tree branch hit me again. And I'm like, what is the story about? So the next day, y'all, I get in old dude's car, and to realize that there's an ID, somebody's driver license on the floor. And I'm like, oh snap, who this? And old dude was like, oh, that's just my friend. But y'all got the same last name. Like, make it make sense for me. Y'all got the, what's going on? And then he was like, yeah, that's my ex-wife, but we're not together no more. It's complicated. I heard that on TV before. So you mean to tell me it's complicated? That means something else. So a few days later, it was like Valentine's Day, and he tried to break the news, like, you know, hey, look, I just want to let you know that, yes, I am married, but we're going through a divorce, you know. And I'm like, okay, cool, you know. And he was like, you know, the normalcy. I don't know anybody out there who ever been in this predicament. But me, internally, I'm thinking this whole time, like, I'm a homewrecker. How dare you interrupt a home? This is going to happen to you because in church they said that if you commit infidelity and all that other good stuff. And I'm just like, oh my God, I'm a crook. And so I'm making all these intuitions of, I mean, not intuitions, assumptions, y'all, because we get very confused with a lot of assumptions that I'm the one in the wrong. But was I truly the one in the wrong when old dude initiated it, right? He knew he was married. But now I'm in a place where I can count it all joy. And why can I count it all joy? Well, for starters, what did I have control over in this situation? I was able to control me by removing myself out of the situation instead of saying, I thought it was going to be something special. No, it wasn't nothing special because from the beginning you lied. You weren't honest with yourself, and so you lied to me. And now you have now pointed the finger and said, oh, you're too young, we can't be together, right? And so when I hear these things, it makes me think as to what made him attracted to me. Was something he saw in me had to be something he saw in his wife that was once lost. Okay, here it is in my relationship, and I'm like, oh my God, it's Valentine's Day. I'm never going to have a good Valentine's Day because old dude did this. He broke it down to me. Y'all, all of that was an illusion of fear. Fear thinking that I'm going to continuously repeat that pattern of infidelity or something happening to me for the simple fact of something that I experienced. That's all it was an experience. And a man who couldn't be a man in a time. But I'm sure I hope you're a man by now. It's been years. If you're not a man, I hope so. Like, get it together now. But in the midst of all of that, y'all, I'm just saying there's lessons to be taught. There's experiences that we run from every day thinking that somebody is judging us for them when you're the biggest judge. Because it happened to you? No. You experienced it. You was your own scientist, and you're like, no, I don't want none of that. You take that over there. Get on. Goodbye. Okay? But that is to say, guys, that a lot of times we jump into relationships, right? And we don't even know a person. We're just like, hey, I think he cute. This is what I want. A man with a good car. A man with a nice job. He better have some good shoes on his feet. Like, all that other weird stuff. And it's just like, why do we have to be weird to get what we need? Isn't his heart or her heart good enough to say, hey, let's make this work? Isn't it more than what he can do for you than what you can give to him? Like, we all constantly battling for a need when the need is the fact that somebody need a mama and somebody need a father. And who's going to be willing to step up? And then we sit here and we like, oh, that's a Karen. It takes one to know one. So when we get into this atmosphere of criticizing others for cheating and infidelity or being in a relationship, we have to realize that it was a lesson. It took time for me to realize that it was a lesson, but I respect the fact that my husband did not hold that against me when I told him, y'all, because it was like, dang, I want to tell him because this is something that is important to me. Like, I was a homewrecker at one point in time. And he was like, that is not a homewrecker. You were not, okay? He was like, people do this all the time. But what you did was when you recognized that you got out of the situation, you didn't stay there. And that's what I want to tell y'all. Like, don't stay there. Don't marinate in it. Y'all, like, don't try to be greedy for somebody else's man. Don't be greedy for somebody else's lifestyle, because you don't know what's going on in the inside of them. You don't know what it took for them to get to where they are. But I'm not here to judge anyone when I say that you can change yourself. Don't try to fixate your mind on changing the other person. Change you. Be the light in the relationship until that person comes out of their darkness, and vice versa. You take turns. That's what life is about. Taking the time out to say, hey, I love you more than you know. But yeah, we're going to talk more about relationships. We just got to keep going and going, Rob, because we got to unravel some things. All right, y'all. Stay tuned. Love y'all. Always.